Okay, so we need to talk about lines and line segments and rays and angles this evening. So the first thing I need you to understand in geometry, we identify things by points. And a point is just a point in space like this. It's just a dot. That's all that is, and we can label it with any letter of the alphabet that we want. Let's call this one point A. Now, if I have 2 points, let's call these A and B, I can connect these 2 points with a straight line such as this. And this becomes line AB. And I can write that line and identify it this way. It's line AB because I've identified the 2 points that this line passes through. Now, notice there's an arrow on the end of each of these points. That means that this is a line that goes on forever, and by definition, that's what a line does. It goes on forever without end. Now, a line segment, on the other hand, does have an ending. So I'm going to make 2 more points. Let's make this point C and point D. Now, if I draw another line between point C and point D, but I don't go past those points, I just stop there on those points, that is a line segment. So this is a line segment because it's just a part of a line, and I can write it like this with a line segment on top, no arrows. So I have line AB, which is signified with the letters of the points and 2 arrows on a line above it, or line segment CD. Now the third type of line that we want to look at is called a ray. So let's make 2 more points again. Here are points E and F. Now I'm going to draw a line starting at E and passing through F. This line segment has a beginning at point E, but it never ends. It passes through point F. It is called a ray. You might remember that by thinking of a sun ray, which begins at the sun and goes on forever. Well, a ray in geometry is a line that begins at a beginning point and goes on forever. And we can write its name this way, ray EF. And we just draw a little ray above those letters. So those are the different kinds of lines that we can draw. Now, we want to go on from there to explore angles. Okay, so angles are made by joining 2 lines or line segments or rays together. And we identify them by their points also. So I'm going to start over again, and I'm going to make 3 points here. And I'm going to call them A, B, and C. Okay? And if I've done this correctly, which I know I have because I'm using the lines and following the lines. See, this one should be over here. Now I have an angle ABC. And I can write it this way, angle ABC. I always start with the first point, then the vertex is the middle point in the angle's name, and then the third point, ABC. This particular angle is a 90-degree angle. That means that if I were to cut up a circle into 360 equal parts, this would be 90 of them. So degrees in geometry mean the size of an angle. So this one happens to equal 90 degrees, and we call that kind of angle a right angle. So one way to remember that might be to say that a right angle measures right at 90 degrees. Exactly 90 degrees, right on it. Now there's another type of angle that is less than 90 degrees, and so I want to make one of those for you to see. I'm going to make a lesser angle, a 45-degree angle to be exact. But we don't need to worry about measuring that just yet. We'll get to that later on this week. But again, let's see, we'll call this one C, D, E, and this one you can see is a smaller angle. So angle CDE is less than 90 degrees, and it opens less. It's not open as big as the other one. It's easy to tell that. This is called an acute angle. So one way that we might remember that is that this is a cute little angle. It's not a great big angle. It's not right on 90. It's a cute angle. It's small, little. That's one way we can think of that. Acute angle, less than 90 degrees. Okay. Third type of angle that we might run into, will run into certainly, is going to be one that is larger than 90 degrees. So I'm going to make one of those. So here's my vertex, and I'm going to go this way. Oops. Let's see, we'll call this one G, H, and I. This one, you can see it's open really wide. It's larger than 90 degrees. Angle GHI is larger than 90 degrees, greater than 90 degrees. It is called an obtuse angle. An obtuse angle. So a right angle is right on 90. An acute angle is a cute little angle, less than 90. And an obtuse angle is bigger than 90. It's a great big angle. And so you can see what these look like. This is right, this is acute, this is obtuse. The other kind of angle that you might run into is called a straight angle. And basically it is the one that is 180 degrees, which means that it's a straight line, essentially. So if we make a straight angle, I'm going to make like this. We're going to call this JKL, and it's just a straight angle. Angle JKL equals 180 degrees. Straight angle. Those are the 4 different kinds of angles you need to know. Okay, so let's review real quick. First off, we have a point, like point A, or B, or C, D, E, or F. Just a point in space. A line passes through both points and goes on forever in both directions. A line segment begins at one and ends at the other. And then a ray begins at one and goes on forever after passing through the second one. Angles can be made by joining 2 line segments or rays or lines together. We have a right angle, which is right at 90 degrees, an acute angle, which is a small or little angle, littler than 90 degrees, less than 90 degrees, an obtuse angle, which is a great big angle that is larger than 90 degrees, and then a straight angle is actually just a straight line. It's 180 degrees. All right, we're going to have some practice problems to help you practice identifying these things tonight. Work those along with your notes, and we will apply this to your name art tomorrow.